Did I do the right thing by getting upset at my mother-in-law? Part 1. The gender reveal that changed everything. My mother-in-law ruined the gender reveal party. When we cut the cake and saw the blue frosting, she pushed me aside and was the first to hug my husband. When I spoke up, she said it was her right to hug him first because she had waited so long for a grandson and, after all, she raised my husband and had every right to do what she thought was right. My name is Emily Brooks. I'm 29 years old, living in Columbus, Ohio. I'm married to Jake, the kindest and most patient man I know. We've been together 5 years, starting from a tiny apartment, with student loans and no money, working our way up. But the one person we never seemed to get along with was his mom, Carol. Carol is a widow who raised Jake on her own. She's a strong, determined woman, and that's where the problem lies. Jake is her entire world. Not just her son, but her other half. She has an intense emotional bond with him that she calls special. From the start, I felt she wasn't ready to share him with anyone. So when I decided to throw a gender reveal party, I thought it might bring us closer. We invited friends, my mom, and of course, Carol. The cake was white outside, with either blue or pink frosting inside to reveal the baby's gender. When Jake and I cut the cake and the blue frosting appeared, people cheered and hugged. Then Carol literally shoved me aside, went straight to Jake, and hugged him tightly for a long time, tears in her eyes. She kissed him on the cheek, saying, "A boy, finally. It's destiny. I've waited so long. This is my grandson." I stood there like a ghost, unnoticed. Later, when I tried to talk to her, she said, "Emily, you're young and you don't understand. I raised Jake. I know how things should be. This is my celebration as much as yours. And I have the right to hug him first. That's not up for discussion." I was speechless. Part 2. He's my boy. After the party, I felt off for days. Jake noticed but just said, "Mom's just worried. Don't take it personally." But I did. Carol kept calling Jake, sending food, inviting him over. If he declined, she got upset. Once I saw her text saying, "You've become a stranger. Emily is pushing you away." It scared me. I talked to my friend Lindsay, who had a toxic mother-in-law too. "That's the my boy syndrome," she said. "These moms never let go. They see their sons as forever boys. Any woman who comes in as a threat." I realized Carol wasn't evil, she was stuck in the role of a controlling mother. But that knowledge didn't ease my pain. I wanted Jake to stand up for me, to say, "Enough, Mom. We have our own family now." But he couldn't, didn't know how, or wouldn't. One night, at 8 months pregnant, I said, "If you don't set boundaries, Mom will keep controlling everything, your life, mine, our sons." He just nodded, tired, like I was asking the impossible. Part 3. Birth, and she was first again. When I gave birth, things got worse. Our son, Oliver, was born at night. The labor was hard, I lost consciousness. When I woke, the first thing I saw was Jake holding Oliver, crying. It was the happiest moment of my life. A few hours later, Carol came into the hospital room. She didn't ask how I was. She went straight to the baby, took him in her arms, and whispered, "Hello, my boy. Finally, you're here." I lay there, still hooked to IVs, watching her kiss and hold him, whisper to him. I felt like I was disappearing. Like it wasn't my baby. Like I was just the carrier. She stayed for over 3 hours, giving advice, telling nurses what to do. When I asked for some quiet, she said, "Don't be hysterical, Emily. I just want to help." Jake stayed silent again. When we were discharged, Carol insisted we live with her for 2 weeks, to feel more secure. I said no. She got offended. Later, I heard her whisper to Jake, "See, She doesn't even want me near my grandson. I felt like I was losing not only myself but my motherhood. Part 4. The Last Straw. One evening, when Oliver was 3 months old, Carol showed up unannounced. She inspected the house from the doorway. Dusty, floors not clean, babies dressed poorly, you have dark circles. Jake tried to calm her down, but I snapped. Carol, please leave. She looked at me like I was crazy. He's my grandson. I have the right to come whenever I want. No, you don't. You don't live here. This is our home. So you're forbidding me to see my grandson. I'm forbidding you to cross our boundaries. She left, slamming the door. Jake looked at me like I betrayed him. You crossed the line. She's my mother. And you're my husband. Where were you when she turned my pregnancy and birth into her drama? I took Oliver and went to the bedroom. That night, I decided I wouldn't be a victim anymore. Part 5. I am a mother, and I set boundaries. A week later, I signed up for family therapy. Alone. Jake didn't come at first but later agreed. For the first time, he heard from someone else how destructive his mother was. He started to change, slowly, painfully, with tears and setbacks. We limited Carol's visits to twice a month, by appointment only. No surprise visits, no yelling, crying, or manipulation. She yelled, threatened, cried, but the boundaries held. We are building our family from scratch, with our own rules. Sometimes I still hear her words in my head, "You took my son away." But I no longer feel guilty. Because I didn't take anything away, I just claimed my place. So, did I do the right thing by getting upset at my mother-in-law? Maybe yes, maybe no, but I know this for sure. I did the right thing by choosing to protect my motherhood, myself, and my family.